Following contest is in the RFO welterweight division, and it is brought to you by Dive Bar, official after party of Big Guns 23. Introducing first, making his way down the aisle into the blue corner, please welcome Joe Ricket.
Well, it's here. I tell you what, Dave, as you join me here, we are here at the Cleveland Masonic Auditorium. We said earlier, there's no Dan Brown, there's no Illuminati, but there is something unknown that we are going to see right now. We've got two fighters making their debut tonight. So, you know, in your opinion, you've made a debut, I've made a debut. What the heck's going through your head?
Absolutely. You know, I think about the debut is it's the longest day ever. You get to the arena, you weigh in, you have your meal, and then you try to lay down and take a nap. But you know what? This day drags on, and these guys right now have just made one of the most incredible walks of their life. They're walking this historic building. The crowd's electric. Great fighters around them. Great teams. They've prepared. But right now, there's a little bit of a surrealness going on in their head. Am I dreaming, or is this real?
You could not have used, and all right, for our kids listening at home, today's vocabulary word is surreal. You are 100% correct. I remember my first fight, I was getting my hands taped, and I thought to myself, oh my God, Oscar De La Hoya is getting his hands taped tonight, just in a different arena. And it's like you almost sit there, and the moment is overwhelming, and we'll talk more about that after Jake brings out our next fighter into the red corner.
And his opponent, making his way down the aisle into the red corner, please welcome Roman Krizan!
And as I was starting to say, Dave, you know, I was thinking, oh my God, Oscar De La Hoya is getting his hands taped just in a different arena. You used the word surreal. Perfect world. You know, some people will say overwhelming, and for some it might be. Some people might be too cocky. Everybody's scared. Don't let anybody tell you they're not. But, you know, it's when your first debut, one of the big things I think to look for is getting that first shot in, and I don't mean giving it, receiving it.
That's right.
Because right then and there, you're going to say, hey, you know what? I can take this.
That's right. And you know, there's a big difference here. This is not practice. This is not your teammates. This is not your home gym. This is not your arena of comfort. You walked into this room, this atmosphere tonight. It is not your norm. And sometimes that takes guys over. You're right. You go out here not with a boxing glove. You got a 4-ounce glove. Your hand is wrapped. We call it putting bricks on your hands. And man, you take that first shot, you realize a couple things. It's a fight or flight mentality. You realize this don't hurt that bad. I'm not made of glass. I'm meant to be in here.
And one interesting thing about our opponent of getting greased up right now, Roman Krizan is the brother of well-known fighter Josh Krizan, who we will see later on this card. And he comes from a great gym, Wrestling Factory Cleveland. As we can see right now, he's getting greased up, but right behind him, John McGinnis, excellent boxer. So he's in there banging with good strikers. So even though they come out and see Brian Gideon over there, you think that these guys, Wrestling Factory, that's all they are, is a bunch of old college wrestlers. No, these guys like to stand and bang.
Absolutely. That's the beautiful thing about the world of MMA today. You know, you might have a wrestling pedigree, it might say wrestling in your name, but these guys are trained holistically to come in this cage and be part of the fight.
All right, well, here we get to see two young fighters make their debut. Let's have Jake Digman introduce them.
The following contest is in the RFO welterweight division, and it is brought to you by Dive Bar, official after party of Big Guns 23. Introducing first in the blue corner, he fights out of Ashtabula, Ohio. He weighed in at 165 pounds. He is an independent fighter making his MMA debut. Please welcome Joe Ricket! His opponent in the red corner, he fights out of Lakewood, Ohio. He weighed in at 168 1/2 pounds, representing the Wrestling Factory. He is making his MMA debut. Please welcome Roman Krizan! This bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds, and when the action begins, your referee is Mr. Jerry Poe.
Well, John, you can look at both these guys. The moment is surreal, but we're going to find out if it's too big for each one of these guys. Right now, they're getting their wind. They're getting their breathing down. And they're ready to go to work. Two guys look pretty confident to me.
These guys come out, touch gloves. Very nice gesture right off the bat.
Interesting stance here by Ricket in the blue, but he's not afraid to throw. And there we go, right to that power takedown. Duck under the wild punches and go for the takedown.
Yeah, and right now, Ricket being an independent fighter, you can see he's a little wild. Like to see him get in a legitimate gym and start training.
Yeah, he's kind of really sitting back on that back foot. He's tossing that jab out, open hand. You know, it's a rangefinder, and he's looking to throw that overhand right. And again, here you have Krizan. He's looking for that takedown. And there he goes.
And Joe Ricket, you know, he started looking for that guillotine, but lost it pretty quick. And now Krizan's in his guard, but he's looking to do some ground and pound. Get him up against cage and start pounding away.
Yeah, and right here, if you got on the bottom, you know, he needs to get his heels on those hips and try to get some separation, try to get a sweep. But right now, you know, complete control by Krizan, just putting heavy pressure, looking to drop bombs. There he goes. He's got one arm pushing with the left, banging with the right. He's going to take his back. Heavy pressure.
Comes over to side control. Good job there. And one of the things Ricket's doing, he's got to get that left arm underneath.
Get that underhook,
underneath Roman's, either his chin or on his chest, something to create some separation and try to recover guard.
John's pulling that head out of there. Obviously the wrestling background. He's comfortable in these positions, in these scrambles. Right now kind of in a stall, but there he hits a couple shots. Getting some good separation. He's really close to taking the back. Right now you got a guy looking to take control. You got a guy looking to survive right now.
Yeah, one of the things Joe Ricketts really got to do is he's got to be able to turn back into Krizan. You know, it's kind of human. One of the things jiu-jitsu teaches you is, you know, what is natural instinct doesn't work. You have to do the opposite, and what he needs to do is not turn away from the punches. He needs to turn into them and look to recover guard.
Shrimp those hips, turn into it, man, and get your guard back. Shoot that knee across the belly and lock it up. Now, just kind of got a little bit of stalemate. It's just a power struggle. Both guys, man, exerting significant energy trying to just wrestle and hold each other for position. One trying to survive, one trying to get off some big shots. And there's some big shots. Hand over top. There's some just big shots. Heavy right hands over and over.
And as Jerry Poe was going around, I think he missed a couple of those bigger shots. You know, Jerry's done a nice job letting these guys go, but he's, you know, both guys making their debut. He's going to have a short leash.
Perfect, thank you. Well, short time, great first round. You know, John, as we look at this, I'd say Roman Krizan, he dominates the first round. I go a 10-9 deal. You know, Ricket is fighting defensively. He's trying to survive right there. No offense, no trying to advance his position. It's kind of hold on and weather the storm. But as we said all night, this is MMA, and a fight can change in a hurry. And we'll see what the second round holds.
Yeah, very impressed with Roman Krizan. You know, one of the things that happens, especially very, very early in your fight career, you may say, all right, I want to come out and stand and bang, but it's like your body goes to its base.
Absolutely.
And if your base is the ground, that's where you're going to go. As we look at some the replays, here's one of those things that go to the base, gets him up against the cage after a nice takedown, and starts working away.
Yeah, as we talked about, whether you're an amateur fighter or a pro fighter, whether you are with a camp or an independent fighter, the deal is, this is the world of MMA, and you have got to drill holistically. You got to be good enough to strike, because that's where the fight might be. But everybody needs jiu-jitsu. I tell my wife and kids, there's a few things in our house you got to know. You got to know how to swim, read the Bible, and you know how to fight. Those three things will save your life.
Very nice, very nice. All right, well, we are ready for round number 2. Jerry Pope going to bring both fighters to the center. And let's see what Roman and Joe are going to bring us for round 2.
Nice little glove cuts. Now you look at Ricketts, he's got that weird stance, and they say weird, I don't know if that actually really loads that backhand. If he's looking to throw that bomb, you know, he's looking to parry jab and just throw a heavy right hand. Very flat-footed, both fighters. Maybe that's a little bit more of the wrestling than them, but staying pretty flat-footed. Again, we're just kind of mixing it up. Jabs.
Good combination there by Roman. Came right down the pipe.
You can see them thinking. You got one guy looking for the big strike. You got the other guy looking to be a little more tactical. He's jabbing his way in. I'd expect to see the jab and go right for the powered double leg. That's what that's my prediction. It's coming. I see him setting the jab up, getting his distance right. Boom, shoot for the double leg, put him on his back.
And I agree with you, and I bet you 10-1. That's what his
boom,
corner
and there
told
it
him.
is. Scoop and dump him.
Look at Dave Beaver.
I'm a far better coach than I was a fighter.
I'm John Sturmack alongside Nostradamus. Boy, you called that one.
You know, you kind of watch the hips and the feet there of Krizan. He's working the jab, but he's loading up. I can see him dipping his hip. He's looking to strike, and boom, shoot with explosive double leg. And now he's in a dominant position, and he's teeing off. He's pushing down. Ricketts is trying to survive, but he is taking shot after shot.
And what he's doing right now is he's just simply not intelligently defending himself.
Flat to his back.
And Jerry Poe is going to call this
getting real
sooner
close.
than later.
And then it's him there. That's over. This fight's done. When you start pushing and punching, push with one hand, punch with the other, and then hitting him with the left hooks on the ground, again, it becomes mutual respect after the fight, whether you win or lose. That's the beauty of this sport. And these two men have respect for each other tonight.
Yeah, that was a very impressive debut by Roman Krizan. His brother's going to be fighting later on the card. I know that's going to get the entire Wrestling Factory Cleveland pumped up. They got a pretty big entourage led by Brian Gideon. John McGinnis is over there. They got a lot of big names, and they've really made a nice name for themselves. And here we go, and Jake Digman is already up and ready to make this official.
Ladies and gentlemen, referee Jerry Poe calls a stop to the action at 1 minute and 39 seconds of the second round, declaring your winner by TKO, Roman Krizan!
Here with your winner, Roman Krizan. How's it feel to get your first win in the RFO cage, man?
Feels great. Yeah, I like it.
What do you got to say to all your training partners down at the Wrestling Factory?
Thank you all for coming. You guys did a good job training these things. I appreciate it greatly. Won't be the last.
One more time for your winner, Roman Krizan. Good fight, brother.